Namaste children. In this session number 62, we are going to discuss the new chapter today. Very interesting one, that is symmetry. Children, what is symmetry we have to know in this chapter, and we are also going to learn about lines of symmetry. First, before going to understand the lines of symmetry, we have to understand what is symmetry, children. Here, an important geometrical concept known as symmetry is seen in nature all around us. We can see this symmetry around our environment, children. And also, artists, architects, and manufacturers of automobiles, jewelers, garment designers, and many more make an extensive use of the idea of symmetry. This is the application of symmetry, children. Symmetry is applied in by the artists, architects, manufacturers of automobiles, jewelers, garment designers, and many more. And in nature also, not only we are using symmetry in our day-to-day life or around our environment, in nature also we can see the symmetry in tree, leaves, butterflies, flowers, human faces, etc. We also see symmetry in religious symbols, carpets, rangolis, etc. So now, with this, you have come to an idea of what is a symmetry, children. Can you observe these three figures here? These three are symmetrical figures we call. Why they are symmetrical figure? A figure is called symmetrical about a line if when it is folded about that line, the two parts of the figure coincide with each other. So here, if I'm going to take this leaf, now here is a line, right? This line I'm going to extend. Now, about this line, if I'm going to fold, after writing this line, children, I get two parts. Is it visible? I get two parts. So here, this part, or I call this as first part and this as second part. When I'm going to fold the first part on the second part, what do you observe? You can observe that the part in first part, each and every part is going to coincide with the second part. Same with the butterfly. If I draw a line here, see, I have drawn a line, and let me call this as first part and second part. If I'm going to fold this first part on the second part, then I observe that each and every part of the first part is going to coincide with the second part. Same with this Taj Mahal figure, children. If this is a line I draw, and about this line I'm going to fold the first part on the second part, the same things is going to happen. What happens here? Each and every part of the first part is going to coincide with the second part. So here we know what is a symmetrical figure with this. Now let us look at the examples, some more examples here. Here are some figures, children. Now this is a figure and you can see the line here, isn't it? So this dotted line represents the line of symmetry. The dotted line represents the line of symmetry. Same with this figure, children. Here, what the line we draw, no? We have drawn the line. Why did we draw the line here? We have drawn the line so that when it is folded, each and every part is going to coincide with the second part. The same with these figures, children. When I'm going to fold this figure on this, about the line of this, about on the line, then this first part is going to coincide. Same with the second figure and the third figure. Here is a chocolate paper, children. Now, if I'm going to fold this chocolate paper, can you observe Can you observe here? Each and every part of this paper is going to coincide. What do you mean by coincide? Overlapping, we say. Overlapping each other, isn't it? There is no extra paper outside. So here, if this is, I call it as first part, and this is second part. When I'm going to fold this paper, then, and you observe that the first part is coinciding with the second part. What do you mean by coinciding? Coinciding means overlapping each other and no extra part is left over, isn't it? This is called as coinciding. See, each part or each side is overlapping or coinciding here. So now, after coinciding, when you open the paper, you get a line here. I'll draw it and show it to you. So this is after I fold the paper. When I fold the paper, I get the line. I have drawn this line with the help of the pencil. This line is called as the line of symmetry. Line of symmetry. Now you understood what is symmetrical figures. This is a symmetrical figure. Why it is symmetrical figure? Because when I am folding this, so half of the part when I am folding it, you observe each and every part of the first part is coinciding with the second part. So it is called a symmetrical figure. And what do you mean by line of symmetry? After folding this first part on the second part, you observe when I just press here. Okay, when a folded part is pressed here, you get a line here. When I draw this line is called as line of symmetry. Then you should know, when do you get the symmetrical figures, children? For example, have you done the ink dot folding, children? An activity like you get an ink here, you just spill the ink here. When you spill the ink, when I'm folding it, okay, what happens here? The same ink is going to be there on the second part. If this is first part and this is second part, if I spill the ink here and fold it and coincide, okay, what happens here? This ink dot is exactly here, right? So this ink first part is symmetrical to the second part. In this way, we have many examples, children. You can go through these examples and make the activities. 3 activities are given here. One is the ink dot activity. This ink dot activity is in worksheet. So however, we are going to do this. Second and third, you can try, children, on your own. Here nothing is there. Take a sheet of paper and fold it. Using scissors, cut the folded sheet of paper in any way of your choice. Then if you open the paper, you get a beautiful paper cut design. So paper cut designs you have done in your activities, art and craft class, children, and previously. But now at your home, you are going to try this paper cut design. And also here, take a sheet of paper and fold it into 2 halves. You take the paper and fold it into 2 halves, children, like this. Take the paper and fold it into 2 halves. So you get one part and second part. And punch some holes in it. Here, you can take the small one paper, children, like this. Small paper like this. Fold it. And then after folding, you just punching machine will be there now. You just punch it. Then after unfolding it or after removing it, what you find? You find if the 2 holes are here, the 2 holes will be here in this way, isn't it? So these are also symmetrical figures. So these 2 activities you are going to do at your homes. Okay, then we get the lines of symmetry also in the English alphabets, children. Capital letters. For example, you know how many letters are there in English alphabets? There are 26. So here, if I take the capital A, so capital A should be written in big letter, children. Then only you will get the line of symmetry. So when I draw capital A, here, if I am going to draw the line, then this line is called as the line of symmetry. Why? Because this, if I take first part and this as the second part, when it is folded about this line, then the two parts of the figure is coinciding with each other. So this part is overlapping on this part. Therefore, this line is called as the line of symmetry. If I take the letter H, so you get two lines of symmetry, children. For A, you are getting only one line of symmetry. Why? Because if I draw here, if I draw a line here and fold it, what happens? Some of the, all the parts are not coinciding on the second part here. So you are going to fold it only vertically here. But in H, children, if you fold horizontally or vertically, you get the coinciding, each part, the first part is coinciding with the second part. If you fold in this way, this part is coinciding with the second part. So here we get two lines of symmetry. What about the letter O, children? So the letter O, it is almost a circle. So this is very important, children. Here the letter O has infinite lines of symmetry. Infinite lines of symmetry. You have to remember this. So if in exam it is asked for you, for the English alphabet, some of the alphabets will be having one or two lines of symmetry. But the letter O has got many lines of symmetry. Okay. So you can write it as infinite lines of symmetry. And if the geometrical figure have more than two lines of symmetry, for example, children, you are going to learn it in worksheet number 2, 1 and 2 here. Let us go through the questions from worksheet 1 with this idea of symmetry as well as lines of symmetry. Hope you understood what is symmetrical figures and what is line of symmetry. Children, based on the figures, we get the number of lines of symmetry. Okay, for example here, if I take this is a rectangle, can you observe here? This is a rectangular geometrical figure. So I have taken it in a sheet of paper. Now, when I fold it, when I fold about a line here, okay, then you can observe, I get one line here. Isn't it? So this line, if I draw the line here on the folded part, this line is called as a line of symmetry. And now I'm going to fold it horizontally. First I folded vertically. Now I'm going to fold it horizontally. When I fold it horizontally, children, what happens? Here also you can observe each part is coinciding here. Okay, no part is left over. So each part is coinciding means we get a line of symmetry. So what I do here, I draw a line about that line of symmetry. Now, if I ask you the question, how many lines of symmetry do we get in a rectangle? Is there any other line of symmetry we get? Let us fold this rectangle to the opposite corners. So what happens if I fold it here? Are they coinciding, children? See, this part is left and this side, this part is left. So they are not coinciding. If I fold this rectangle with these corners, opposite corners, this is left over and this part is left over. So what do you come to the conclusion here? In a rectangle, we only get one and two lines of symmetry. So in this way, based on the geometrical figures, we get the lines of symmetry, children. The same thing we are going to discuss in worksheet number 1, children. Okay. Now, with this idea, let us solve some of the questions from worksheet number 2. Children, first question is, make any two ink dots. Ink dot design. So here you have to, what you have to do, children? Very simple. You have to take a sheet of paper like a little bit bigger one, and then what you have to do is you take the paper and then you fold it, right? When you fold it, after that what you do, you take some ink and spill it here. Okay, with the help of the ink spiller, you can just spill it, and then what you do, you just fold about that line and then little press it here. After some time you open it, unfold it, then this dot will be in the right side. So that you have to just paste it here, children. This is the activity I told you. You have to do it worksheet number 1. Then we have make any two symmetrical paper cut designs. So paper cut designs in the sense it should be symmetrical, children. You can take circle, triangle, rectangle, square. So here is a square, children. This is called as a symmetrical paper cut design. Why? Because square has also got the symmetrical line of symmetry. So here, how many lines of symmetry will the square have? Means when I fold it horizontally or vertically, you can say, here you get a line of symmetry. When I fold it in this way, they are going to coincide. So here also you get one more line of symmetry. This is first one. This is second one. Now, if I'm going to fold it in the corner, what happens? See, when I'm going to fold it in the corners, each part is coinciding. So when I'm going to press this, what happens when you unfold? You get one more line of symmetry. This is the third one, right? And you have one more opposite corners here in the square. Again, you have to fold it with the corners and then press it along the line. When you unfold, you get the fourth one. So you have to write here lines of symmetry. Okay. Then how many lines of symmetry in a square, children? We have 4 lines. 1 and then 2, 3 and 4. This paper cut designs you have to attach, children. How many you have to do? 2 symmetrical paper cut designs. So you take this paper and just paste it here, children. Same with the rectangle. Rectangle I have shown you already. So when you fold it one time, you get the line of symmetry. This is one. And horizontally when you fold it, you get the second line of symmetry here. So here we have got, this is the first line of symmetry. This is the second line of symmetry. This is about the rectangle. So in this way, you are going to paste, children. One is square, the other one will be rectangle. Is it visible, children? Here you have to write. This is the line of symmetry. And this is also a line of symmetry. So in this way, we have made 2 paper cut designs. Okay, the previous one is the ink one. So you have to take a sheet of paper and then spill a dot here in the first part, and then fold it. Just press it, you get the shade of this ink here, design. The same design you get it here. Then when you unfold it, you will get 2 beautiful designs. That paper, you have to paste it here in the worksheet number 1, first question, children. Hope you understood. Next is question number 3. Question number 3 can be solved in the by observing children. Mark the corresponding holes for the given line of symmetry in the following figures. So here is a given figure, children, isn't it? And you have to mark the holes, corresponding holes. Corresponding means the next corresponding, the next to it. How do you get the hole after you fold this first part on the second part? If I take this as first part, this is a line of symmetry. When I fold it, where do you get here? You get it here, right? So I'll show you with the example. For example, if this is the paper, children, here is a paper, right? It is almost a square. I think it is visible for you. Now what I'm going to do, this is a line of symmetry. Why? Because when I fold, then this part is going to coincide with the all the parts, right? Now with this help of punching machine, what I'm going to do is I'm just punching it here. So when I punch here, what happens is here I have made the hole, children, isn't it? So in the if this is the first part, if this is the first part, I have made the hole. Then on the second part, where will you have the hole means? See, if this is the first part, where will you have the corresponding hole in the second part means when you unfold, you will get it. See, one beside the other. In this way, you should have an idea of the hole, corresponding holes where you get. Okay, if you do this punching machine activity, you will come to know, children. So here, the corresponding hole will be here. For this one, when I unfold it, you have to get the hole here. And for the triangle, it is in the corner. So when I fold it, you have to get it somewhere here. And then in a circle, these are the two holes. So where do I get the corresponding holes? Exactly this side. So in this way, we solve question number 3, children. Next is question number 4. Write the 3 letters of the English alphabet, each having the following number of lines of symmetry. So you have to write 3 English letters alphabets. You know, from A to Z. Now, what about the question? Suppose there has to be one line of symmetry, children. So you have to first write all the alphabets from A to Z, children. Okay, A, B, C, D, E. You can observe here A, letter A, I have shown you. When I draw the line here, this is line of symmetry. When I fold it, I get only one line of symmetry. So I write it here, letter A. You can use little big letters, children. For B letter, if I write the letter B here, so when I draw the line about this line, right? When I fold it, so I get the line of symmetry. But how many line of symmetry you get? Only one. If I draw in this way, if I fold it in this way, you don't get any part coinciding on the second part. What about C? C also, when I fold it about this line, so this part, above part, is going to coincide here, right? So how many line of symmetry you get here? Only one. Same with the letter D, children. D also, if I draw a line of symmetry here, when I fold the above part to the below part, then also you observe there is a line of symmetry with the letter D. Same with the letter E. What happens with the letter E? If this is a line of symmetry, the above part, when it is folded, you get the above part is going to coincide with the below part. So you get one line of symmetry. So in this way, you get for A, B, C, D, E. In the English alphabets, you get only one line of symmetry, children. But here, how many letters you have to write? Only 3. Out of these 3, you can write any 3, children. So I have written A, B, C. If you want, you can write it in the big letters and actually show the line of symmetry, children. Question number B. You have to get 2 lines of symmetry in the letter English alphabet. So there are 3 letters. Which are they? One is H, children. H. Okay. How I have shown you already in the explanation. H, how you get 2 lines of symmetry. So one is this side and the other one will be the horizontal one. Isn't it? So in this way you get 2 lines of symmetry. One more is HI. What about I, children? I. Same with the letter I here. When I'm going to fold horizontally, then I get the coincided part. This is one line of symmetry. And the other line of symmetry is this. When I fold like this horizontally. So I get 2 line of symmetry, children. Then the letter X here. If I take the letter X, children, when I'm going to fold it like this vertically, I get this part is going to coincide here. If I fold from the above part to the below part, again I get one line of symmetry. So I get totally 2 lines of symmetry here. Therefore, which are the letters in English alphabets where you get only 2 lines of symmetry means H, I and X. Children, next is question number 5. Write 5 letters of English alphabet having no lines of symmetry. We have to write totally 5 letters. So more than 5 letters you have in English alphabet, but I am going to write only 5, children. The first one is R, then you have F, then G, J and N. These are the 5 letters where you get no lines of symmetry. So for example, if I'm going to draw the line here and fold it, then what happens? Are they coinciding? No, because this part should be similar to this part, but it is different here. Same with all the 5 letters here. You have still more 2, they are L and P. These are also the letters of English alphabets where you get no lines of symmetry. Last one is question number 6. Draw the lines of symmetry for the following figures. Here are the figures, children. So if I draw the lines of symmetry by using pencil, so from this corner to this corner I am going to draw and extend. When I do this, I get one line of symmetry here. Right? But what about this part? If I draw the line and fold it, are they coinciding? No. Therefore, we have only one line of symmetry. What about the second figure? I am going to draw in this way. Why? Because if I draw in this way, they are not coinciding. So this is the line of symmetry. Then we have third figure. Should I draw the line like this? If I draw the line, they are not coinciding because this part is not similar to the below part. So here you can observe. In this way, if I draw the line. Now, when I fold it, you can observe the first part is going to coincide with the second part. Therefore, this will be the line of symmetry. So in this way, you are getting the lines of symmetry, children. Next we have is line of symmetry of a line segment, a ray, a line and an angle. So before going to the line of symmetry of all this, first you should know what is a line segment. Line segment means what, children? Line segment is a part of a line where you have got 2 endpoints, isn't it? This is called as a line segment. It is a part of a line. What is a ray, children? Ray. Ray means it is having only one endpoint and the other point is going to extend endlessly in one direction. So this is called as a ray. Then we have a line. What is a line? Line has 2 directions here, but both the directions are extending endlessly. So This is called as a line. Then we have an angle. You know, an angle means it has got two rays, and the two rays are coinciding it at one point. This point we call it as an angle, and these are the arms of the angle. In this way you get an angle, children. So here these are all about line segment, ray, line and angle. Now, do we get the line of symmetry for all these figures? Yes. Some of them we get, some of them we don't get. For example, children, here is a line segment AB. So, if this is, for suppose, 10 centimeter. If this is 10 centimeter, if I draw the line about exactly in the middle. So, this line is called as line of symmetry. Why? Because when I fold it and observe, each will be 5 centimeter and 5 centimeter. In this way, AO is equal to OB. So, we can say that this line of symmetry is bisecting the line AB at exactly 90 degree. Isn't it? This is called as bisection, children. Bisecting. What do you mean by bisecting here? When this line of symmetry is drawn to this line segment, what happens when it is folded? Or what do you observe with this? You see this line segment is divided into two lengths. First it was 10 centimeter. When it is drawn line of symmetry, we observe each part will be 5 centimeter and 5 centimeter. So here we can understand that this line of symmetry of a line segment is it's a perpendicular bisector. It is called as perpendicular bisector. Perpendicular means it is forming 90 degree, and bisector means it is bisecting the line segment here. Bisecting means, children, dividing the line segments into two equal parts is called as bisecting. Then we have the ray. For the ray, we know one of the direction is extending endlessly. We don't have any end here, so we don't get any line of symmetry in a ray. We get in a line segment. Then, what about an angle? If I have an angle of suppose 60 degree, right? Then, at the vertex, what I am going to do is, I am going to draw a line of symmetry. What do you mean by line of symmetry? When I draw this line of symmetry, the first part has to coincide. When it is folded, it has to coincide. So, when the line of symmetry is drawn, each part will be 30 degree and this will be 30 degree. So, this is called as bisecting the angle. Here, when it is for the line of symmetry is drawn to the line segment, it is called perpendicular bisector, isn't it? But for angle, it is called as bisector of an angle. This line of symmetry will become bisector of the angle, children. Why it is called as a bisector of the angle? We know line of symmetry, when it is drawn, the half part is going to coincide with the half part. So when the line of symmetry is drawn to the angle, then this 60 degree is divided into two equal parts, like 30 degree and 30 degree. Therefore, this line of symmetry is called as the bisector of the angle. Okay. So with this, I'm going to end this session, children. Hope you have understood well. Thank you, children.